Hey, welcome back. I hope you're all well. So I have had a few messages this week, and in fact, there seems to be a theme. It's really strange because when clients message me, unbeknown to them or to me really, until I read back on their initial inquiry, there does seem to follow a current or a theme, and for a couple of the inquiries that have messaged me this week, it's been very much of enough is enough. And for different reasons, their enough has been enough. And I really wanted to explore that because I think there gets to a point where, and I think a lot of us would really admit that we will delay anything that feels like hard work or a challenge, or where it's possibly that we might not succeed in. We will delay the inevitable because it's burying our head in the sand, it's not taking any responsibility or accountability, and we're just hoping that it will just go away. And then something happens, and it's that moment where it's like, if I don't do something now, what will happen if I don't? What will my future look like? And that could be many things for different people. It could be catching themselves and the reflection as they're walking past the mirror. It could be a photo that has recently been taken. It could be a scary appointment with the GP that has kind of like laid out what possibly their future might look like if they don't take control of their weight. It could be that, they look in the morning and look in the medicine cabinet and realise, my gosh, half of these medications, if I lost weight, I wouldn't need to be on. And that is a real motivator, quite a big motivator for quite a lot of people, especially when it comes to being, warned that you're heading towards pre-diabetic. We don't want to rely on medication if we can possibly avoid it. And we do know, especially with type 2, we can reverse type 2 diabetes on this plan. Maybe it is the advice of fertility clinics that in order to start your journey, weight loss is a requirement. Maybe it's the case of going on holiday. Maybe it's simple things of like, wanting to wear your wedding rings again. Maybe it's a case of taking them off. Whatever it is, it's that catalyst, it's that motivator. There is a point where we all, for whatever different reasons, go, enough is enough. Because I think that sometimes where we are, where we find ourselves, where we are quite often feeling stuck, worried, vulnerable, a little bit ashamed, scared, and knowing that we're going to have to put the hard work in, we stop ourselves doing the thing. But actually, and I think that when we start to kind of like, peel back the layers, where we are, where we're overweight, we're unhappy, our confidence is low, is so much scarier and harder staying as you are right now, as opposed to working on it and making progress. And think about where you are right now and imagine yourself, where do you want to be in 12 months time? What does that look like? What does that feel like? Who are you with? Are you with your long-awaited babies that you've been trying for? Are you now, your BMI now firmly under control and you're not relying on any medication for your type 2? Are you now able to celebrate and wear clothes that you want to and take on or off the jewellery? Are you able to confidently have your picture taken without that kind of like, squealing or wishing that you could just hide into the background? As uncomfortable as you might feel right now, and to some extent, I think that we all feel levels of discomfort when we are overweight, it will not get better. By doing nothing, the situation will not get better. It would be amazing if it would, right? It would be amazing if we could just think that it could go away and it would magically disappear. The reality is, by doing nothing is not going to improve your situation. And doing something, small, tiny steps, whether in the moment they might feel those £0.5 losses aren't getting you anywhere, But if you compound and accumulate those £0.5, those pounds, those £3, those £4, whatever it is, week after week after week after week, you didn't put a stone on overnight. You didn't put 3 stone on overnight. So I think it's fair to accept that, you know, weight loss is going to take time. But if you consistently change your habits and work towards that vision of having your family, wearing the clothes that you want, reducing your medication, being in a healthy BMI, having the confidence to do the Couch to 5K, whatever it is that is your motivator and your reason, that's got to be your why. When you wake up every morning and you choose to say, I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to look like this anymore. I don't want to be unhealthy. I need to know that in 12 months' time, my life is going to be, I'm going to be very different as to the person that I'm sitting here now. And the only way that it's going to happen is by stretching you out of your comfort zone, doing something that is going to challenge you, but not in a way that you feel like you can't do it. And we break it down, it's day by day. It's not looking at the big goal, the overall big scary goal that may be like, you know, in your future. This is about day by day, every day, waking up and going, you know what, I'm just going to do my best. And your best doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Your best doesn't have to be all or nothing. Your best is making the choices and decisions that are going to support that. Some days are going to be 100% on plan. Other days are going to be 60% on plan, and that's okay. I think that, you know, and it depends on what type of person you are. There is no wrong or right way of doing plan, as long as you are happy with the results that you're getting. I had a chat with one of my clients on Monday, and she is doing step 3. She was on step 1B, and I think she's been doing like 3 or 4 months on step 1B with the 12-week, you know, as a 12-week period. And now she's stepped up to step 3, and she is a very, very social person. And she recognises that if she was being 100% on plan, she would be a lot further down the line on her weight loss journey. However, she has said, I'm really happy with the way that I am losing my weight because I'm still living my life. I'm still joining in on all of my social plans. Yes, my weight loss is slower. She's lost 4 stone. She's not complaining. Could it have been quicker? Yes, of course, but it would have been at the compromise and to the detriment of her being able to join in on her social plans. And she wasn't prepared to give that up. So she is doing it in the right way for her. And there is, you know, the plans are, if you really want to maximize your potential, the plans are laid out, the steps are laid out to maximize your potential. If you choose to tweak it and, you know, make certain adjustments, then that's absolutely fine, as long as you adjust your expectations of what your results might be. And if you're prepared to accept that, that's absolutely great. If there gets to a point where there is some level of frustration and you're not getting the results you want, the first thing that we're going to look at is how much you are sticking to the steps. The more precise, with more precision, obviously the better the results, and that's what we're going to look at. But I think that before we get to that point of the results stage, it's got to be the point of how long are you prepared to, because most of the time when we are overweight, it affects our mood, our confidence, the way we talk to ourselves, that narrative that we have, and we can be pretty hard on ourselves. And we have to think to ourselves, is this the way that I want to talk to myself for the next 12 months? Is this the way that I want to live? Is this the way that I want to hide in plain sight? Is this how I want to live out my life for the next 12 months? And if the answer is no, and you're feeling and you're desperately wanting to change your narrative and change for a brighter, healthier, happier future, then it starts with, at what point is it enough is enough? Is it the photo? Is it the health scare? Is it the BMI? Is it the fact that you want to go out dating? Is it, you know, what is it that is kind of like, you know, enough is enough? Because for my clients, the ones that I've spoken to, my new clients that have joined this week, it has been of, what is my future going to look like if I don't do anything? And for that is quite scary for a lot of people. So thinking about what you want in your future, yes, there's going to be a sacrifice. Yes, there's going to be a period of change, because nothing happens. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And it is that acceptance of knowing, you know what, it's going to be worth it. And rather than, you know, resist it and resent it, embrace it and love the journey, because it's the journey that you're on is going to get you to the results. If you hate the journey and if you're not enjoying it, and if you can't, it's not even about enjoying it, because you're not always going to enjoy being in a calorie deficit. But if you appreciate the journey that you're on is going to get you the results that you want, then that's all that matters. So if you're looking and you've been toying with the idea, and maybe you've got something going on that, you know, oh, I'm just going to wait till January. Think to yourself that we are, you know, what, you know, 9 weeks, is that right? You know, maybe but more. Don't judge it. Don't count me on the how many weeks we've got until Christmas. My point is that you've got 4 meals a day, right? And like I said in my video, I think it was last week, you have 4 meals a day, and over a week period, that's 28 meals. Now, maybe you've got a few social plans coming up. Maybe it's a, you know, your dad's birthday weekend, or it's the girls' night out on Thursday night, whatever. That is only 2 meals out of the 28. So you've got 26 other opportunities to really nail it, to be precise, to not give yourself any excuses. Because doing something in those 26 meals that you're not going out, where you're not socializing, you have the opportunity to really make a difference. So if you're thinking about wanting to make a difference and you want to do it in a safe, nutritional way that has products that has got all the nutrition, it's every single one of our products, whether it's bars, soups, shakes, porridges, has 1/3 of your daily requirements, gives you 169 health benefits with the support, the accountability. There is so much here to establish a healthy relationship with food, because that is the goal, is to get you to maintaining your goal weight, not just to get to your goal weight. It's to learn how to maintain that once you are, you know, established with your relationship with food and you're creating new healthy habits. So if you think now is the time, or maybe you know of anybody who would be really like to start their weight loss journey and not wait until Christmas or not wait until January, then please do message me. I really know, look, you know, I am the first one where if I see an opportunity not to do something, I'm pretty much at the front of the queue. But I can say, hands on my heart, categorically, being 3 stone overweight was not fun. It was not fun. I did not enjoy it. There was nothing about me that I liked or I loved. I was down, I was snappy, I was moody, I was worried about my health as a mother, and I had a list of excuses as long as your arm as to why I couldn't possibly do it. And all I was doing, I was choosing to stay miserable. Who does that? Who chooses to stay miserable? But we do. And it gets to that point where, you know what, I'm going to have to make choices, and I've got to start making different choices. So if you are ready to start making different choices, then drop me a DM, drop me a message in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. In the meantime, have a lovely day, and I will chat to you soon.